This week, the PCA says no way to New Zealand's smoke-free environments bill. La Aurora wins Rum of the Year. The first 6 LFD NFTs bring in over $500,000. Tasting and flavor wheels. Opus X Purple Rain. I've had that song stuck in my head ever since we started talking about the Opus X Purple Rain. Rare Black and Heaven and Earth series. Leona Fuente leaving Arturo Fuente. JC Newman ships an updated Diamond Crowned Black top 5 cigars with cedar notes and more on this edition of the Stogie Geek Show.
This is Security Weekly. For security professionals, by security professionals.
Broadcasting live from G-Unit Studios in Rhode Island, it's the show where cigars burn slow, ashes fall fast, and cocktails flow steady. It's the Stogie Geek Show. Welcome, everyone, to the Stogie Geek Show. Joe and I are already silly.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Hozempa, a.k.a. Joe Hollywood, is here with me in studio.
I'm fired up. So we also have Remote Drew, who is remote over in Texas. Look at you. You got some Stogie Geek swag going on in the background.
Got my banner.
Where are you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm all set up for the Stogie Geek mobile lounge.
Confidence. Confidence isn't walking into a room with your nose in the air, thinking you're better than anyone else. It's walking into a room and not having to compare yourself to anyone in the first place.
Plasencia Cigars, perfected for more than 150 years. Yours to enjoy now.
Havana Cigar Club, located in Warwick, Rhode Island, is a great place to enjoy a drink and a cigar. Stogie Geeks listeners can find a $5 off coupon on our website by clicking the HCC logo. Welcome, everyone, to the Stogie Geek Show. It's episode number 372 for August 24th, 2022. We are here in G-Unit Studios in Rhode Island. To my left is Mr. Joe Hozempa. Joe, welcome.
Hey, how are you? Months are going by fast.
Yes, they are. I know. Summer's ending. It's very sad. Mr. Jason Albuquerque is here
What's
with
going
us.
on, fellas? Joe Hollywood, Mr. Paul. How it goes? Yeah, the summer went by quick.
Did you get the invite to my end of summer barbecue?
I don't know. Where did you send it to me from?
On Facebook.
I'm not.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
remind me to give you the details.
The book of faces has become a pariah.
I want you to come over my house and eat my meat
I don't need to be at your house.
that I cook at the barbecue. Come on now.
So listen, text me, bro. But you want to know
Yeah.
what? I'm slowly finding out you don't check texts.
No, I'm bad at checking all messages in general. I guess, I'm in Slack, Discord,
we gotta get on the
Facebook
same
Messenger.
page, my friend. Same page.
Slack is actually probably a pretty good way
Yeah, there you go.
to get me until that changes.
That's all right.
But yeah, remind me.
Yeah.
I'll give you the details after the show.
You want to know what? Maybe I'll just use that phone number I have in my phone and just call your ass.
Yes, you could. Yes,
That novel idea, right?
you could do that. Yeah, I'm gonna smoke some cigars, eat some meat.
Eat some meat, drink
I'm
some
gonna
whiskey.
do bacon wrapped meatloaf and some ribs.
Yep.
Not a lot of ribs, like 3 racks of ribs, which usually that's a light amount.
Yeah.
And then chicken wrapped in bacon. And then I got this new cooking device where I'm going to do shrimp and wild boar and Dewey sausage skewers.
Oh, nice. Skewers?
Skewers.
Very nice.
Kebabs.
You know what I just got?
Skewers.
I just got the 36-inch Blackstone.
Ooh,
I got
I
that
love
a
my
few months
Blackstone,
back.
dude.
That is my favorite thing to cook on these days. I'm doing like hibachi, like at the restaurant.
Yeah. And like when you cook burgers and dogs on it, dude, you can cook like
Oh my God.
the entire meal for like
It's awesome.
20 people.
It's absolutely
at once.
awesome.
Isn't it great?
And breakfast is
Breakfast
incredible.
is amazing on it.
Absolutely incredible. I feel like I own like a diner.
Yes.
It's so cool.
Because you can have, like, I'll cook 2 pounds of bacon on
Yeah.
it to start.
Oh, big time.
At once.
And the other thing I can do too is I can make a cooler side and a hotter side, kind of like what they do at hibachi.
Mm-hmm.
So you can move the food around and keep it warm while it's. Oh my God, it's great.
I use it for searing.
Yep.
Searing the meats, dude. It's
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Everyone needs a black. Everyone's like, how many grills do you need? I'm like,
I'm
least 5.
I'm at 4.
one. I lose track. That's how many I
You
have.
you have a ton.
1. So I got the Traeger, the Kudu, the Hasty Bacon, the Blackstone. Yeah.
All right. So you're good.
So I'm at 4.
You're at 4.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
It's a lot of cooking devices.
Yes. 100%.
I have a lot of cigars to smoke while we cook.
That's right. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
Oh, and by the way, just to say, Captain Crankbait, which is my son, on our annual New Hampshire trip, broke 30 fish. He caught more than 30 fish on the river.
Were most of them? What was that fish you showed me?
It was called the fall
fish.
Fall fish.
They look like giant shiners.
They do. Big shiners. That sucker had to have been 11, 12
Is that
inches
all
long.
the only species?
No,
you
no,
caught?
no. We had smallmouth bass there. We
Nice.
had it was like a New Hampshire version. They call it a rock
Rock bass, yes.
Yeah. Like the New Hampshire, it's like a sunfish.
Yeah.
Almost like, but they have red eyes. Really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. A lot of smallies.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever caught a smallmouth.
No, you had to have.
Maybe
around
once.
here, you had to have.
No, I don't think I ever have.
It was
I have to
lots
go
of
up
fun.
to New Hampshire. That well,
Lots of fun.
further north you go, I think the more common smallmouth.
Yeah.
So we've talked about grilling,
Yep.
and we've talked
Talked about
bass
outdoors
fishing.
Yep. Now on to cigars. What are we smoking, boys?
We're officially old because we just talked about grilling and bass fishing.
Smoking cigars and
What's that?
drinking.
Cigars and World War II history.
Is that-
I think
wait a
we
minute, wait,
covered
wait, wait.
Like
But
once you've reached 40, you've got to pick like, at least 2 out of those 4 things to get into.
Is that old or being smart? I think it's being smart. Because if I knew in my 20s what I know now,
Right.
I would have been just fishing, smoking cigars.
I
Drinking
always
whiskey.
fished.
Problem is that I didn't have the funds to like.
I think that's part of it.
It's the funds to be
I
able
mean,
to.
World War
sustain
II
that.
history aside, right? Bass fishing, cigar smoking,
Yep.
and smoking meat kind of all go
Yeah,
hand in hand
love it.
for sure. I mean, you can
beautiful
throw
thing.
golf in that mix too, but younger people tend to.
So my
Golf as well.
my son is going to be well ahead of his years. He's going to be that 25-year-old who's smoking cigars,
Right,
drinking
fishing.
whiskey, fishing, and playing golf.
Yep.
Because
That's what he likes to do.
started young.
We did a lot of fishing this summer. It's hard to smoke cigar when your kids are younger too, because your kids are a little older than
yeah,
It's hard to have a cigar while you're out there
with the little
with the
ones.
yeah. I mean, my youngest is 6, so
You're
still
getting there,
requires
though. You're
yeah,
getting
get in there. But yeah, my oldest caught a monster largemouth.
That's awesome.
Like 5-6 pounds. It was
Nice. That's beautiful.
yeah, it was awesome.
That is a beautiful thing.
Good to enjoy summer
It's about enjoying
with
life,
cigars. What are we smoking this week?
baby. The Padron 50, baby.
But this is not the 50th. It's a weird 50 year. No. 50 now because there is a 50th
Yep.
anniversary. This is the Padron. I meant to look this up before the show and then I got distracted. Hold on. This is the one that comes in the big giant humidor. Yes, and it says 50 years on the band. It's called the Padron 50th Anniversary Cigar and Humidor. It says it released in 2014. I didn't think it was released that long ago. Commemorates obviously the 50th anniversary. 1,000 chests, each containing 50 sequentially numbered cigars.
Yep.
Yeah, I got numbers on mine.
Me too.
These are authentic. I just bought them this morning, actually, and they come in.
Yes, you did.
In this box is 25 Maduro, 25 natural. Yes, I'm sorry. I just didn't want to get confused with
Yep.
the Padron Family Reserve 50-year Robusto, which is it's wonky because they're both 50 years, right? So we're smoking the one that comes in the humidor. These retail for about $50 a piece.
As promised from the last show, right? This is what we said.
This is what we said we were going
to
to smoke on the last show. Yeah. So
And this is a 94-point score from Cigar Aficionado.
And this was 2014. These humidors were expensive for At the time, the final price point was determined to be $4,000 to $5,000, according to Cigar Coop. They are beautiful looking humidors, by the way.
Yeah.
But the natural is supposed
And this
to be
is the natural. We're smoking the natural.
supposed to be really good. Cigar Coop says $40 to $106 price point.
The Maduro scored a 93 though, so not too far off.
People say the naturals
The
are
natural's
smoking
the
like
way, though,
really
right?
good now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Did they release more, or is this? If this was released in 2014, it hit Cigar Coop in 2015, right? So is that from the original? Are these from the original 1,000? Have they not re-released any after that? Must be.
That'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah. What do you guys think so far?
It's got that draw, man. The Padron draw that I love.
Their draw is amazing, isn't it?
Yep.
Great draw. I'm getting salty for sure. Nice salty component there.
Yep.
Lingering on the palate. Smoke content it's just smooth. The retrohale is really smooth. Get a little bit of white pepper, but not a ton. You know what I mean? It's very smooth on the palate. This is one of the cigars that you definitely want to smoke slow.
Yeah.
And totally enjoy.
Yeah, 6.5 by 52. It does say released December 23rd, 2014. 1,000 humidors. Each with 100 cigars in them. So, craziness.
Mm-hmm. Good to go so far, though.
Amazing cigar so far, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it's what you pay that much for a cigar. I mean, the
exactly.
burn, draw, and construction is
Phenomenal.
Impeccable. Like it's really,
Phenomenal.
it's actually kind of astonishing to look at and smoke. Just thinking about the construction and performance, if you will.
Yeah, having this cigar, it makes me, if you want to get inside my head, it's like you're smoking a cigar in slow motion, if you will. Like you just,
It almost forces you to smoke it slow.
You accept it. You accept it coming in. Yeah, if you want to retrohale it.
Yeah, because it's not wanting to go out.
Nope.
You don't have to relight it. It's not burning too hot.
Nope.
Like I said, it's perfect. I mean, for $50 to $106, right?
And for a cigar the size, I like the box press. I mean, it just holds nice. You know?
It does, because it's pressed, but it's not overly pressed.
It's not too boxy.
It's not like the factory press from LFD. Has it's a really sharp seam. I mean, it's not a knock on this. The cigars are awesome.
Yeah.
LFD did an amazing job with them, and I love them. But it has a very sharp
Right.
edge on the top. Like the top is flat, but the bottom is round.
Right.
But this one is kind of a.
It's almost
a
like
light-
you
a light box
you
press.
can barely tell it's box pressed.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's great.
It's amazing. I picked up some other cigars while I was there because I was like, oh, this is dangerous. You send Paul to the cigar shop.
My bad.
My only mission.
I told you I would do pickup.
I'm like, no, I'll go ahead. It's fine. And my only mission was to get 3 Padron 50th anniversary natural.
3-0.
That would have never happened.
3. Now, I came back with a few.
30. You're going to get back with 30.
a few. I don't know how this happened. Like some extra cigars.
I know how it happened.
It was falling everywhere. Oh boy! Don't send Paul to the cigar shop. And this is a pretty amazing cigar.
Yeah.
This is a rare unicorn. Now, hold on. There's a couple of different ones in this. Is this the purple? No, this is Heaven and Earth. Where is it? There was a couple. It was very hard to find the exact.
And you
one.
just happened to stumble upon it.
Yeah, because this one's talking about the Opus X series, Heaven and Earth, in rare black. Wait, that's the other one. I got one of those. I got one of those.
I got one of those too.
This is like I actually got one of these cigars. Like you can tell how excited I am. Like about Rare Fuente. This is the rare black.
Yep.
And this is the purple rain. Yes, Purple Rain, Maduro, BBMF, and this is the Heaven and Earth Rare Black. Yes, this one, Heaven and Earth BBMF. There's been multiple different years releases, but I did read that the blend has not changed. At least to my knowledge and my research, you'll see a different year on the band. This one is 2017. The review I'm looking at is 2015. I've also seen ones of 2013. And according to what I've read, the blend hasn't changed. It's just different years that they're released. And so the BBMF is the 6.5 by 64. It says it retails at $75, but that was in 2019. This one was $85 for one cigar. And this one was $45. So this one didn't go up.
Yeah.
This one did.
Yeah.
So I picked up. So I guess when I light it, we can just pass it around. We're on a budget here. I mean, three was a lot. I mean, I was already getting 3 of the Patrons. So we got some of those.
Beautiful. They're beautiful.
We'll be reviewing those as well. And I picked up some other Patrons to smoke and some Davidoff.
Davies. Of course you got some Davies.
Why not? But I did find some rare stuff kicking around over there at Mr. J's.
Yeah, you did.
So it's good. I had not seen the ones with the purple. I don't know that I've smoked them. This is like this is Prometheus.
Yes.
Release for Prometheus. I had not. I think I maybe have seen them online, but I don't think I've ever had one with the purple band on it like that. It's pretty cool. Yeah, and there's really, like, I did some research on it. There's really not much to tell about this cigar. Like, there's really nothing about the blend. They're shipped in humidors of 10.
Yep.
So it does come in its own humidor. And yeah, that's really all you get.
That's all they'll tell you about.
That's it.
Just keep spending that money.
In other Fuente-related news, Liana Fuente is leaving Arturo Fuente. Now, she hasn't said what she's going off to do. You know, my kind of guess is probably starting something in a similar adjacent industry, or maybe clothing, maybe booze. That's typically what I've seen. Jewelry. Usually it's some other luxury brand. They kind of stay. I think they stay within a wheelhouse. Could be restaurant. Rocky Patel is he a restaurant in Naples? Is that I know he has a cigar store.
Burn in Naples.
Burn in Naples. I don't know if he owns the restaurant that's near. There's a really good restaurant near that in Naples. So my guess is it's something like that, right? Because I think if you're in the luxury, I mean, cigars, especially Fuente, right?
Yeah,
is a luxury brand.
Sure.
So you probably stay within that wheelhouse.
And I think she's set up to do whatever the hell she wants. To be honest with you.
Yeah, and why not?
Maybe she's gonna go discover herself for a couple of years.
I think she'll be back. They always come back. There's just something about this industry that makes you just come back.
Maybe she needed a break.
We could go through the list, and I'm sure that there might be an identity thing going there too, and and she can do both, but she'll be back.
Right.
That's my prediction.
Liana was doing a lot of the marketing on the non-cigar items.
Yep.
Joe, you and I were talking about how
the bobbleheads.
We shopped for some of those items at Casa Fuente. But they had a dog. They have a dog dish, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, a keychain, a dog dish.
Yeah.
They have multiple ashtrays.
The dog dish is absolutely gorgeous.
Jason's searching for the green Arturo Fuente.
I have that.
ashtray.
I bought that.
Oh, you bought that? Okay.
I bought that like 3 weeks after he told me he wouldn't give me his.
It was a gift.
I told him to just take it. You went in the office.
Too.
You went. I'm like, dude, just take it off his desk.
I'm like, my favorite
actually, no,
color's
it wasn't
green.
at your desk yet. I'm like, dude, if it's not on his desk.
No, it was out here.
Yeah, it was like lingering around here. You were using it like.
And there were 15 other ashtrays running around.
I'm like, dude, if you like it,
that
just
one's
take it.
eye-catching.
And he
green
goes,
one.
he goes, I just can't take it. I go, take it and text him.
I think Jose Blanco sent that to me as a gift.
Somebody did.
Love
send
you,
that to
Jose.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
Because I did plant the seed during the show, and I'm like, dude, that's a gorgeous ashtray.
It was a gift from Jose.
And that's what you
so
said.
can't,
So I'm like, I can't take that.
I didn't know it was a gift from Jose. I just thought it was.
Take that.
Oh, you just thought it was like a free.
I just thought it was like because they ship stuff here at the studio.
How many ashtrays do we have in the
Dude,
studio?
It's all good. I liked it. I saw it. I bought one. It's all good, my friend. Now I have my own.
How much was it? Just out of
It was
curiosity.
like $59.
That's
Something
not
like
too
that.
bad.
$60 somewhere around.
I'm
there.
glad you got it.
be
'cause
super-
you
Oh
really
yeah.
enjoyed that.
But be
my favorite
super
color is
careful.
green, and it's beautiful.
But be super careful with it because it's porcelain, like
know,
a
I
like a
know.
toilet. You know what I
Gotta be
mean? A
gentle.
toilet. Like if you,
Yeah, totally.
it's bad.
Don't
news.
break your toilet.
You don't break your toilet. Don't break your ashtray.
That's right.
Bad.
Bad mojo.
So what else we got going on?
Yeah. Did you did you see the politician who got in trouble? He was a rep. Where was he a rep from? Hold on, let me find it real quick. So this is a politician. He's a representative of the state, and he got caught with campaign violations where he was spending his campaign donations, and some of it were on like really high end cigars. So he's gonna have like $17,000 in fines for the campaign violations for going out and like buying cigars and all this other stuff. So
Well,
I wonder what kind of cigars he was buying.
so I think it says it in here. Hold on.
Does it say how
accountant-
much you paid?
His accountant's not good because that
No, I
could
know.
go into
so
meals.
he spent $1,812 at a tobacco shop.
That's easy. Not like come
Not
on.
with campaign funds though.
No, I'm just saying, spending $1,000 is not a hard guess. I mean,
I
just
know,
stick
but you-
Paul in Vegas.
You know, right? Yeah,
I
right,
mean,
right.
I've
right.
seen it.
Send him to Mr. J's.
Actually, I think
My budget's only a grand.
he
Like,
probably
what's going
spent
on?
$800
I
this
think-
morning.
Actually, I only have to go back to pre-COVID Black Hat 2019. You were in the Davidoff cigar
Yeah.
lounge. You spent well over $1,000
Yeah,
that night.
probably.
When you bought a $150 stick that you didn't know was a $150 stick.
No,
right?
I did know it was 100.
Oh, okay. And then you're like, Joe,
I tried
why
not
did
to
you
think
let-
about it though.
And then it's funny because we get back and Paul's like, Joe, why did you let me buy this? I'm like, well, it's your business and your credit card. Like, what do you want me to do? You
like,
know?
Paul, it was your campaign funds.
Yeah, right.
But not for nothing. Doesn't that count as like a business promotion expense?
Not in a campaign.
cigar?
Not for a politician.
No,
Why?
the politician
No,
totally.
you can't. You can only spend your money on certain things when it's your campaign funds, man. Yeah. Oh no, there's rules around that.
Yeah,
shit.
but do they have a meals and entertainment? Then it's entertainment. Like, come on.
Yeah, but see, here's how he got caught. He went on social media and showed the Andalusian bull that he was smoking. That was one of them. That
That's
was one
not
of them.
an overly expensive cigar.
Come on, he spends $1,000 and on social media you're gonna rock an Andalusian bull. There's nothing against LFD, but I would come up with something a little bit more creative
what
than
he
that
did.
if I
That's
were
what he did.
gonna do it. Like that Purple Rain thing.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd be like, all right, a whole box of those is $8.50 now.
Yeah. I mean, the moral of the story is don't be a dumbass.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's usually the moral of the story. What is going on with New Zealand's parliament smoke
So
free?
this is absolute insanity.
I'm trying to
So
Unpack
the
unpack it for me.
unpack it really quick is they're trying to put a bill forward that says if you were born after January 1st, 2009, you're not allowed to buy any tobacco product. Ever.
Oh,
Ever. For the rest of your life.
I thought it was like
No.
you got to be 18 or
no,
21.
forever.
What?
Yes.
That is crazy.
Yes.
that's not
They-
gonna pass because
they
you can't
want-
have segregation of laws.
They want a
this is in New
smoke-free
Zealand.
bill. This is New Zealand.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is these are the kind of laws that are going out there in governments. The restriction for tobacco sale would ban all people born on or after January 1st, 2009 from ever buying tobacco products, effectively banning tobacco sales moving forward.
That is the weirdest
That
law
is
ever.
insane. That is insane. This was on Cigar Public, and I mean,
So wait,
it's like
if I was
nuts.
if I was born on December 31st, 2008,
yes,
I can buy.
You
tobacco.
can buy anything you
I'm
want.
good. I can
Yep,
buy tobacco.
You're good.
And then create an underground market where I'm
Yes.
selling it to everyone who
Totally.
was bought
after 2009.
That's the most
It's insane.
That's the dumbest. One of the dumbest laws. Maybe not the dumbest.
Don't
but
be a
one of the
dumbass. So
dumbest
whoever,
laws.
so Premium Cigar Association is obviously fighting this because they don't want it to become a precedent for other countries, right?
I mean, why?
Because you're going to get other dumbasses throughout the world trying to do the same thing.
I mean, why not just ban? Someone take their
insane.
side.
It's
why
insane.
not just ban tobacco altogether in the entire country?
Right.
Right. I mean that. Why pick these lines? You don't want tobacco in your country, then ban it in your whole country.
Yeah. Cold
But like,
turkey. Do it.
who are they? But who are they trying to appease?
It's one of those crazy politician tactics to ease the legislation in, right? Where they say we're just going to slowly ease this in.
Yeah, it's called the
is.
phase out.
It is.
100. There you go.
Boston-
we did that with car taxes here in Rhode Island.
Boston
You're right.
did that with Cigar Masters. When Cigar Masters came in, they only had a 10-year lease, and after 10 years, that was it for them, and they packed up and left. And if you go where Cigar Masters was in Boston, It's an AT&T store on
Really?
on Boston Street.
Yeah.
But the politician's response was, "Hey, they only have a 10-year lease. It's a phase out." So in regards to this story, 2009 a phase out. I don't think that'll ever completely.
I don't know,
pass.
because it's saying in here that New Zealand has the strictest tobacco laws in the world, and incredibly high taxes on tobacco as well.
Well, then
I mean,
there'll be an
about,
exodus.
talk about infringement on freedom.
Yeah, but it's not the U.S., so you don't know. what
No,
kind of
I know
laws-
that,
yeah.
but what I'm saying, the reason why PCA has come out against this is because now you're going to start seeing other countries try to
Right.
follow suit if something like this gets a foothold, right? And then eventually, somebody may put a bill like this in the United States.
Yeah,
and then they keep putting it in and keep putting it in. That's one of the tactics of politicians as well. Keep submitting bills until they go right, until they
Right.
get approved. So, I mean, it could start here, and then 20 years from now, we could be seeing the same thing, where it starts to get serious. I don't know, man. I don't dig it. Total infringement on freedom.
I mean, banning things is really.
It has an adverse effect.
Yeah.
The case study that I always use is, what was it, like 20 or 30 years ago? Portugal legalized all drugs.
Yes.
Their addiction rates went down. Their criminal activity went down.
Isn't that a crazy case study?
Everything went down.
I mean, not crazy and like it's a crazy. I mean, it is a crazy idea.
We're humans.
but,
We
like,
always want what we can't have.
I don't mean crazy bad.
It's crazy good,
Yeah.
right?
In that particular situation, it ended up being crazy good.
Yeah. So if anything's a model, that may be the model. When you restrict it, I mean, it's prohibition here in the United States.
Right.
We wanted it because we couldn't have it. Mm-hmm. And then you start doing it and becoming addicted, and then it becomes a craze, right? Where if you desensitize people to that, where it's kind of part of normal life. Like I remember used to go to Portugal all the time as a kid. Mm-hmm. And having wine at the table and having, a 13-year-old kid take a sip wasn't a big deal,
Right.
right? Not a big deal. Having one beer at dinner at 15 was not a big deal. But it totally demystified the whole aspect of I can't have it.
Yeah. I question the safety aspect of all these laws. Like, really, is it a
It creates that underground, that black market, like you were talking about, right? So,
if you go to a state where marijuana is legal, you can only buy so much. There's a cap how much you can buy. However, in any state, well, I shouldn't say any state, but like in Rhode Island, I can go to a liquor store and I can purchase as much booze as I want.
sure,
So like, where's the?
yeah,
There's
right.
no rhyme or reason safety wise.
Right.
Look at how many drunk driving accidents kill people, and start looking at the statistics to all
Yeah,
that stuff.
no,
Like
I
I was thinking about that the other day. Cigars are coming right back to cigars. Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where's the? I don't. Again, it's the whole
We
infringement.
could do the
of-
whole show about
we could.
what's been the laws and what's been banned and what
We
data.
could spend hours and hours and hours on politics. The politics. and the
politics. It's
data.
really what it boils
It's all
down
about
to.
the
isn't it?
politics.
I was in a cigar shop on Saturday, and there's a biker club that comes in. They were from Framingham, Massachusetts.
Yep.
And they bought every single flavored cigar from the shop had on the shelves in there.
Really?
Because and they were buying like, the Tatiana cherries,
Yeah.
the acids.
Oh, because they're from Massachusetts.
Well, we didn't know. We knew they were from out of town because
Yeah.
they had like the biker, the vest that said where they were from.
Yep.
They're a biker club from Framingham. And they're like, yeah, and dude, they rocked like a freaking. There was like 5 bikers.
Yeah.
They rocked like freaking 2 G's. They bought everything off the shelf because they can't get it.
Yeah. Right.
And that's just Massachusetts.
But do you think they're going to resell it? In
no,
some kinda-
you think about it. You got 4 guys. Everyone's spending $500. Probably their sticks of the year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so instead of buying online, because they probably can't get delivered online, because you
Right.
could put a stoppage on that.
can.
I know that for a fact because when I handle Wilkie pipe tobacco, Massachusetts has a crazy law. You can't buy in
Tobacco,
Massachusetts and ship in Massachusetts. So he can't ship in Massachusetts. So obviously, doing the website, I can't have you do that. So I'm sure that they tried or something like that. But that's just like a bunch of guys, biking around, doing their thing. Went to a bike run.
They found a honey hole.
They Googled a cigar shop and they were stopping by 3 other cigar shops on the way back.
Wow.
And they probably bought all the think about that. So New Zealand, I don't know the geographics. They're gonna hop on a train
Yeah.
Go down to another
I think New
country.
Zealand, you need to get on a boat or a plane,
or
right?
wherever, right? However that geographically works. But because I'm sure that they're not going to be able to ship it. But they're going to get it. And
Oh, yeah.
It just makes it. It just I don't know. But
it's
but
crazy.
that happens. Like you cannot buy an acid cigar or like those Tatiana cherries or even like the little cherry Middletons in Massachusetts. Yeah. They're totally banned now.
You're getting a lot of people moving to Australia. And I don't know if Australia's any better, but
I don't know. If you hop on a plane from here and spend 24 hours on a plane, you best be speaking a foreign language, in my opinion. That's a lot of time to be on a plane. And
Oh, let's talk about these flavor wheels. Wow, there's
so
some.
so we talked about our flavor palette last month, right? And I wanted to bring these out because these are the things that we were talking about. You were saying some people have they have intense depth in their flavor palette. Some of these flavor wheels are insane. Some of the, they're huge, right? I mean, look at them.
yeah, the one on Famous Smoke is pretty big.
Yeah.
But like, did some of these things get put in the air like as a
I don't
joke?
know.
Like,
That's why I wanted to bring it up. Like, I wanted to have the conversation around these flavor wheels because
I just
when I
wanna call
saw it,
out,
I said,
like-
holy shit.
one of the things on the flavor wheel is pasta water. I don't know that I've ever gotten smoked a cigar and going,
Yeah, this
kinda
tastes
getting
like pasta water.
Pasta water.
So the other one that I thought was super
I
funny,
don't know-
Under Earth. Listen to this. Under Earth,
Yeah.
there's a section called Home, and one of them's called Old Cellar. Like walking into Grandma's. All I could think
No,
I was
that-
walking into
that-
Grandma's
but
cellar.
That you can taste because they
that means
need
your
a,
cigar has mold in it.
yeah. That means that
right.
That means that
That's right.
But I think on this one too, on the Cigar Authority one, is must.
Yeah.
And then they've got basement and ocean water. Actually,
Sure.
But sometimes even if a cigar is not moldy, it can have that musty.
Sure.
I get that. I get that. It usually means cigar is not great. By the way,
Right.
It's not good. Not good.
I will say I've never tasted graphite. Have you? I don't know.
Have you ever eaten a pencil?
I never chewed on a pencil.
The eraser part.
The
Is
eraser-
pencil-
so does it
there
taste
should be
like an eraser?
yeah,
Does it taste like
pencil
rubber?
eraser.
My only
Pencil
experience.
Oh,
with
there is
graphite-
rubber. There's a synthetic taste in the taste wheel called rubber. There's rubber, plastic, ammonia. Definitely
Oh, yeah,
ammonia.
yeah. Graphite.
These flavor wheels.
Would you
are
eat
nuts.
like a Pinewood Derby car as a
Yeah,
Boy Scout
yeah,
and
right.
remember the,
But then there's some of them that make sense, right? Like
Right.
like the toasty
Like
taste, the nutty taste.
French toast.
Right.
No,
right.
French toast is on there. Dude.
Right.
It is.
So
I don't know
so
about
where
French
so the flavor wheel goes from the middle, which is very like I'll call it the 40,000 foot view, right?
Right. Like plant, spice,
all the way out
earth,
to the
yeah.
edge, which is like down to the nuance.
I don't know if I ever got black.
How deep?
olives.
How deep do you get? So I would say I probably get into the second section, maybe sometimes into the third section, where I can say, all right, taste peppery or spicy or coffee taste. I think my majority is in that third, maybe
This
third
section though,
That
it
third
could
section.
be a charcuterie board. So you got mushroom, black olive, beef, and sharp cheese. Like, to me, I'm like, bring that out as an appetizer. That's right.
I have a question. What's the difference between Old Cellar and Must? Like, isn't an Old Cellar musty?
It is. It is.
But you add the foundation palette taste to it.
Geranium, honeysuckle.
Musty cement.
I think
is
what
Old
we're
Cellar.
saying though, in both of these flavor wheels,
Yeah.
when you get out to the outer edges, it's
Insane.
far too specific.
It's insane.
Like
I call bullshit on the
I
outer
know,
edges.
but like all right, so you get like a wood note, right?
I love it.
And it's got oak and cedar.
Yeah.
I think you could tell the difference between oak and cedar. So it's
Sure.
not 100%.
Yeah, some of it is legit.
Yeah.
Some of it's
But I think when you get to that outer,
Fish.
layer,
yeah.
marshmallow, hermit's, wasabi, mustard, and soap.
Why? Well,
you
I
know,
taste wood byproducts, and by the way, it is shavings.
You're right. What kind of wood shavings?
What
though?
kind of wood shavings? Right?
Dude, they have fish on one of them.
Cardboard. They have
Like, my
cardboard.
cigar smells like fish. Like, it's in the
Yeah.
blue. On the other.
If we come back
This is
in though,
crazy.
right?
Okay.
So you've got, they've got black pepper, white pepper, red pepper.
Yep.
Most of us would just say pepper,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Nutmeg, cinnamon. That would be, we would probably just call that spice, right? And
Sure.
maybe
Yeah,
not
totally.
go down to
Totally.
that level, right? Like earth, we would probably just say earth. I don't know.
Earthy-
We'd get to
earthy
mushroom,
tones, yeah.
graphite, mineral, Well, salt, I would call out as something.
No.
So I mean, the fundamental elements are there.
Sure.
If your palate can go to some of those, I think it's rare.
Honeysuckle. I taste honeysuckle.
Yeah. But I mean, in some cigars, you might. I'm not saying it 100% of the time. I think it's a weird thing if you are tasting something that specific. I think it could go either way. It could be a good thing or a bad thing. Like dill pickle. I don't know if that would be a good thing or maybe. I mean, if you could be that specific, maybe it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But,
You know what? If you can, good on you. I've never been able to get that deep in I'll say the majority of that outer rim.
correct.
Yeah.
But
I thought it was because we were just talking about this, and then it came across in some feed. I saw it, and I'm like, oh my God, let me go check out these flavor wheels. And I had that holy shit moment of, wow, these go deep.
Yeah, I think they go a little too specific. I like the Cigar Advisor one, right? Pepper, tea, coffee, sweetness, chocolate, toasty, buttery.
Yeah.
Spicy, pepper. Those are good.
Yep.
I like
Yep.
those terms. Those I've picked out those particular flavor categories in cigars before, right? But could I tell the difference between toffee and caramel and maple syrup and brown sugar and molasses? Maybe no.
Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, it's just amazing the depth of these flavors.
So that would be my
amazed
recommendation.
me.
So I like these flavor wheels. I think you should study them. Don't worry about the outer rim. Right? Don't worry about that because you're just going to get confused. I don't think that's helping anyone necessarily. But I like the inner circle is good to me. And start with the most inner circle. So is it spicy? Does it have a plant? Kind of. Actually, the Cigar Advisor one, Cigar Authority one rather.
Yeah.
Is it in that, I don't know, plant gets into wood and grass, right?
Right.
But spicy, earthy, fruity kind of sweetness thing, right? I would, tend to go in those major categories.
Sure. No, agreed. I mean, even the nut. Like I've had that peanut taste.
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
that may be salt. I mean, that may be the salt that I'm tasting. I don't know.
I have a tough time if you were to ask me if I was getting like a nutty flavor to distinguish between almond, cashew, peanut, walnut, chestnut.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able to do that.
I couldn't. Some people can. I don't think that's. If you were to eat an almond and then eat a cashew, like you would know the difference.
Yes.
Like you
Yes.
could pick that pick that up in a cigar is much harder. I'm not saying it's impossible.
Right.
That's good stuff.
It's pretty wild.
What else we got?
Let's see.
Well, let's talk about cedar notes.
Yeah. While we're on taste palette.
Do you guys like a heavy cedar note?
In the morning, sometimes.
I asked that because some of the cigars on this list, the top 5 cedar cigars, for example, they've got an Arturo Fuente Chateau Fuente Natural, which comes with the cedar sleeve. A lot of cigars come with that cedar sleeve. Some people, I think there was some Padrones. No. Maybe Padrones. Do some Padrones come with a cedar sleeve?
The Romeo and Julieta Cedro number 6 did back in the day.
Yes.
The
I
little-
don't think I've seen a Padron
was-
with a cedar.
No, maybe it
sleeve.
wasn't
I don't
Padron.
think so.
Well, Padron, yeah, the it's in that diamond case. They're in little cases. They're the lighter wrapper.
Yes.
Those are in. The
64? Is it a 1964?
no. God, it's
Is
on.
it one of the newer ones? Is it
No. It's on Story Geeks. God, I'd have to.
All right. Yeah, I've never had that.
I don't even know. Yeah, Padron, Damaso.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
That's a newer.
Damaso.
That is a newer release.
Well, it's
though. I mean,
newer,
it's
newer, yeah.
2017 maybe.
Yeah.
The Padron Damaso,
that's what I was
number 12. When it comes in those sleeves, an interesting thing. Like
I say that because I've had conversations with some of my cigar friends about if you're going to age a cigar that has that cedar sleeve on it, do you leave it on or you take it off? Because if you let it rest for like years, it'll pick up so much of that cedar that when you smoke it, all you can taste is cedar. And I think you can distinguish cedar from, like I said, oak, going back to our flavor wheel conversation, right?
I will say that I do leave it on, and I leave it in the cellophane, and just keep it in the humidor.
Be careful. Sometimes, like I said, it'll pick up too much of that.
But I'm also not aging those for many years.
Yeah.
So
That'd be my first piece of advice. I think if
Now,
you do
now I want to rest one of the Fuentes that I have
And
in the
just
cedar
sit and
sleeve.
try it, yeah.
And rest it for a couple of years and see.
and see.
Yeah. That just made me want to do it.
Maybe it's better. I mean, maybe you'll like that flavor profile.
right.
Maybe the cigar will taste better to you. And
Right.
again, everyone's palate is different. Cigar tastes better to you if you let it rest
Right.
maybe for a year with that cedar sleeve on
Because
it.
I'll tell you, I like the La Aroma de Cuba. I like that Pasión. I dig it. That San Cristobal that's in there, I dig that too. Like they're good. They have. I mean, they're not heavy cedar taste though.
Yeah. Oh, but so this article's talking about cigars that have a cedar note in them,
Yeah.
independent of the cedar.
What's the
sleeve.
list?
Right,
You have it?
right.
Yeah. So La Roma, sorry, I'll start at the top. Ashton Classic. To me, it's not a bad cigar. It doesn't have enough oomph for me
Yeah,
in a
right,
Connecticut, right?
Yep.
It's kind of got that airy kind of taste to it.
Very
And in
airy.
fact,
Yeah,
Padron Damaso, I also find.
Yes.
I'll go back to that every once in a while. And Stogie saying, I'll be like, really? You're going to go try that again? I'm like, I really just want to like this. I don't know. I want to like it. And when I do, it's very airy.
Yeah.
It's very airy. But I will tell you, lighten that up 6 o'clock in the morning when your palate is like, I find your palate's like very delicate first thing in the morning. So that can be a good thing to keep some of those around for that time of morning. La Roma de Cuba Pasión.
Pasión.
I don't know if I smoked this one.
I have. I dig it.
Yeah, that's
dig
I
that
think
cigar.
that's new this
It
year.
is newer.
Yeah.
A couple years maybe. I don't know. This year or a couple years.
Yep.
Yep. I dig
It's
it.
a good stick.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a good stick.
The Arturo Fuente, Chateau Fuente in the natural, I've gone through a box of those. They're good. I think there's probably other Connecticut's that I would turn
I
to.
share these with my friends who don't smoke a ton of cigars.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
for that
because they
actually.
want a light cigar. They want something that their palate can handle.
Especially you can find them on closeout.
Yep.
Yeah, you find them
Totally.
find these on sale.
It's interesting, Paul, on the Story Geeks website, the ratings throughout the years, throughout your various hosts, try one on the Damaso.
Yes.
Yeah, let's try ones.
Yep.
There's a $5 in there. That was on me, 2017, January 18th. So that was like week 2. So I was probably just in love with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But everyone
you wanna
else,
like it. You want to like it.
you did a review on March 18th of 2016 where you did it and you rated it.
You know what I can't get over?
Try one.
I love Connecticut's and I love Padron, but I don't love Padron Connecticut's.
Yeah.
How is that? Like,
right.
that just. I love this cigar.
Oh God, yeah. 100%.
It is the retro.
Absolutely
The
love
retro
it.
hail.
The retro
is so
hail is
smooth.
outstanding.
It is silky smooth. If nothing slows you down in the cigar world, this cigar should do the trick.
Yeah, no
Agreed.
doubt, no doubt. So now the Padron 1964 anniversary was on this, and I tell
does
you right
have a
now,
cedar.
I don't ever taste cedar when I smoke them.
No, I think it does have
Yeah.
a cedar. Well, does it say natural or Maduro?
Oh yeah, I don't smoke the Maduro.
I think the natural has a cedar profile to it,
Really?
and the Maduro does not. And they don't specify in this article.
All right, I'm gonna have to light one up and think about it because it says strong cedar flavor.
Do you want to know the best in this series is the pyramid? Have you ever had a 1964 pyramid?
Yeah.
Oh, you got I had a box. I bought a box once.
Did you?
Oh, they're so good. Where is it on here? Principe pyramid. Yeah, pyramid. 6.875 by 52, according to this website. That's oddly specific.
Yes.
Do you round up? Is it 6.88? I don't know. A box of 25 is retailing for $430 roughly. Yeah, that's just a beautiful cigar.
And the other one, yeah. So the San Cristobal Revelation, I've had that too.
Is that any good? I don't know if I've had the
all right.
Revelation before.
That's all right.
It's just all right.
It's all right.
I don't know that those are.
That's another share with my friends.
Yeah, I don't know if these would be my cedar note cigars. I don't know. I'd have to.
I know.
I'd have to really think about it and go back and smoke some.
True.
Yeah. What else we got? Top cigars with Dominican tobaccos. I thought that was a weird article because so many cigars have Dominican tobacco in it. And there's so many different types of Dominican tobacco. And you can put all kinds of different tobacco in a cigar with Dominican tobacco. I don't even think they're talking about cigars that have all Dominican tobacco. Wrapper, binder, filler, right?
Right.
I mean, Davidoff Millennium Series, I believe, is all Dominican tobacco. Fuente Hemingway has a Cameroon, but is the Cameroon grown in Dominican? Usually not. It's like, I don't even know what they were getting at in this article.
I just smoked one of those over the weekend in New Hampshire.
Fuente Hemingway?
Yeah.
I like the Maduros. And the regular Hemingways are good too.
Yeah.
Lauro Preferidos is one I haven't smoked in a long time.
Yeah.
We smoked a lot of those back in the day.
I think I've smoked a couple of those with you here.
Yeah. The Ruby is really good. I haven't smoked that one in a long time. Yeah, that was kind of weird.
The Romeo and Julieta 1875. That's like so many people that I golf with smoke those.
Yeah, because you can buy it at the golf
Yeah,
course.
right,
I mean,
exactly.
I think we was talking about like General
Yeah.
Cigar, like has the corner on the market of when you go to a golf course or a liquor store. If there's a cabinet full of cigars, I mean,
That's
probably 90% of the time you'll find a Romeo and
those.
Julieta 1875.
Yep.
I mean, it's not a bad cigar, but it's your typical Dominican General Cigar offering that's been around forever.
Yeah, totally.
I much prefer the Romeo and Julieta vintage in the pyramid, which oddly isn't stocked everywhere. That's what I asked a couple of shops about if they stock. They're like, yeah, we carry that line, but we don't carry that
Carry the pyramid,
size.
yeah.
I don't know, because that size is probably priced a little higher, and it probably doesn't sell as well.
Hard to sell. Yep.
People buy like the Churchills and that. I'm like,
Right.
I think I've tried a couple other sizes, but like the pyramid's the only one that I like. I've gone through boxes. I could order more of those. Those are delicious.
What's this Introvert's Guide to the Cigar Social Life that you put up?
Oh, actually, I thought this was a really good article.
Yeah, talk to me about that,
I
because
try-
I'm
you know-
I'm interested in hearing about this one.
I try and sometimes I put articles in there, and I don't mean to bash the article, but I put them in there because maybe it wasn't a great article, and I want us to explain
Yeah.
our take on it,
Yeah.
and kind of help it out. This one, I don't know that I would write it any different. It's like whether you want to, if you're gonna, you guys know, like sometimes you smoke a cigar and you're by yourself, and that's like you almost want like the peace and quiet. Like I just
Yeah,
want to go in my office first thing in the morning, and I don't want anyone to talk to me, and no one's messaging me. Jason's the only person texting me, even though he knows I'm not going to get back to him. So I ignore it.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
I'm in my cigar quiet time.
Really? Then I apologize for all the years I worked with you or for you, and I barged in your office first thing in the morning. I apologize.
Usually
for
you
that.
didn't, though. Usually it was pretty quiet first.
Oh, really?
Thing. You and I were usually the ones here early, and I don't like a lot of talking in the morning. I
guess
love
not.
mornings, but I don't want to talk in the morning. I want to be in my place at my desk, not reading my email or text messages,
Sure.
and having a cigar
Yeah.
and some coffee. That's my
So,
morning ritual.
not only do you have a fuck off shelf, you have a fuck off time.
It's my fuck off time. Yes.
This is a first. I haven't heard of that.
I love that. I love that. I'm kind of the same way in the morning, though. Like, I wake up in the morning, coffee's already ready for me, pour my cup, sit at the island. I need 20 minutes of just
at least.
leave me
Right.
alone. Just leave me alone. I need to, like, wake up. I need to. Yeah.
Because the rest of the day, most of us, we're communicating and talking.
1,000
we're
miles
talking
an hour all day.
long. We're sitting on a podcast talking
You-
for 2
you-
hours
seriously,
straight, at
right.
least, right? Yeah.
You should have seen. I mean, because you were on the phone. You didn't see. I came in like a bat out of hell here today.
Yeah, because you were on meetings.
I was in meetings all day, 1,000 miles an hour a day. I walk in here, I say hi to everybody, and boom, put my shit on the table.
Right.
Well,
Right?
according to this article, they say that most people smoked alone until the cigar boom.
Oh, interesting.
So it says, especially since the advent of the 90s cigar boom, smoking premium hand-rolled cigars has become a social experience for most passionados.
You know, that's interesting because I really, in the 90s, when I would have a cigar, I'd have a cigar with my dad.
Yep.
And there wasn't a whole lot of commiserating with cigars before that. There wasn't a lot of lounges and like people gathering together just to smoke cigars.
Yeah.
Like cigar, because one of the reasons is you could smoke in a friggin' restaurant.
Truth.
You could smoke cigars pretty
Yeah.
much everywhere.
Truth.
In the 80s and even into the 90s up to a certain point.
Yep, totally.
There didn't have to be this ritual because you would just go to the restaurant and light up a cigar.
Yeah.
Right? Or you'd be in the office, right? And you'd close a big sale. Or you'd be like on Mad Men, right?
You just
close a big
light up a
deal and
cigar.
they were like, I got a box of Cuban
God,
cigars.
yeah.
Let's light them up, right?
I mean, for me, it started when I went into the Marine Corps. I was smoking cigars in the Marines.
There you go.
And it would be, a few Marines go out, let's go get some cigars and let's go smoke them, right? And I mean, we would smoke them in the hangar because I was in the air wing, so we did a lot in hangars and things like that. So, I mean, we would smoke them inside, but it was a group of us.
Right.
It was always a group of us. And it was kind of like a bonding thing where we sat down and we just,
And that's where this article's like now transitioning, right? Is it's come to be even more of a brotherhood or sisterhood,
yeah, 100%.
right? Where
I mean, I belong
get
to so
together.
many damn communities now, Discord communities, and
right.
I patching into different groups and all of this
Right.
other stuff.
But that's how you learn, right? Like the article says it. If
yeah,
you're a beginning
totally.
cigar smoker, and that's how I really got into cigars.
Yeah.
Like I always smoked cigars, but again, it was like a casual thing. We're at a wedding or going fishing or whatever, and you have a cigar, right? When I went into when it was Joyle's, and I saw that they had free Wi-Fi.
Nice.
I don't know when that
I got a
was,
place to work from.
right?
Nice.
And I was like, yeah, like I like
Yeah.
cigars. I would go in there and buy cigars to go fishing. That was when I would buy cigar. I would buy a few cigars. I'd have them to
It
go
always
fishing.
comes back to that, my friend.
Then they put the sign up like free Wi-Fi, and then I started working from home at that time. This is like post 2008, let's say.
Yeah.
I was like, cool. Like I can come in here and you guys have a lounge. I didn't even know there was like a lounge in the back. And I open the door and there's like all these big comfy chairs, TV, and a bunch of people sitting around smoking cigars. I'm like, I
This
need
is
to
cool. I can
partake
take
in
this.
this. Now I can transition from I'm just fishing or whatever your activity is, golfing or whatever, to all right. At that time, like I was editing another podcast that I was doing, and it was a perfect match of gonna go put my headphones on, gonna edit my podcast. While it's like processing, I can take my headphones off and I talk to people in the lounge about about a lot of things, but you start learning about cigars. Then what I really got into is when you get friendly with the people who own the cigar shop and they start coming out and they're like, oh, hey, try this. Or like, hey, look what I found in the back. And I'm like, holy crap. Like if you seek this stuff out, like there's some pretty freaking amazing cigars out there. And that's what developed the habit for me.
Yep.
In I think finding a lounge now is important in joining a cigar club.
Finding
Now,
a
fast
community,
Yeah.
a community in general, right? Because I'll tell you right now, I belong to a bunch of Discord groups, and one of them, it's Hooligans of the Leaf, right? And people from all over the world. I'll get on a herf, a virtual herf.
Yeah, they talk about virtual herfs.
Virtual herf. I'll get on a virtual herf. I want to say I was on one last week. Somebody from South Africa was on. Somebody from Germany was on. We had a bunch of people from Texas on. You start to meet people from all over the world who enjoy it as well.
Anyone from New Zealand?
Nobody from New Zealand. Nobody from New Zealand at all. But what I will say is that community and that connection is what got us the RC #1, Tatuaje.
See, now what you need to do is you need to put those flavor wheels in front of everyone and see if you can pick out things like pasta water.
Yeah, and you know what I don't have to be like, fuck you, smoke the cigar.
My type of people.
That's right. Right up Joe Hollywood's
I think we
alley.
need to do like an informal poll when we're out there smoking, being like, has anyone ever gotten pasta water?
Right, totally. But honestly, though, that's what got us the Tatuaje RC #1 was somebody from Germany that I've been on a herf with. And just on the side, you ask the question of, hey, has anybody ever seen these? And you got a dude who comes up and he's like, I'll go buy that for you.
Awesome.
Give me your address.
Right.
And it's like all of this trust and community that you can just, because for me at first I'm like, oh God, can I trust this guy? Like I'm going to send them money and they're going to send. But let me tell you, I've been in it for a couple of years now, and
But I think
what a great community, man.
But I think
Incredible.
the virtual aspect improved the cigar community aspect because prior to that, it was forums. And forums were a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Yeah.
Like it
Totally.
was, people were so rude.
Yeah,
I
sure.
remember when I described when like the time frame I was really getting cigars.
Yep.
I didn't know any better. So I'm like, well, I know how to join forums.
Yeah.
Then I joined a forum, and like you start asking questions like, where do I find the cigar? And people are like total assholes.
Right.
And I think being virtually face to face with
Yes.
people like greatly improved that.
100%.
Right. Yeah. And like Discord having the not just like a forum post and is
Right.
not as interactive as I can actually chat with someone and then I can participate.
Jump on a herf
right,
and see everybody live and have real conversations and and that's what it was. It's building the trust by being on these sessions, these herf sessions over and over and over again, and you're starting to build trust with people and you start building that relationship. And I think it's awesome that I'll get up in the morning, fire up my Discord app, and I got people from Germany saying, "Hey, what's up, Jason? How you doing? I see you just jumped on." It's like you get a good morning every morning from people.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's so cool. It's just a great community. I love
Another
it.
thing is to go to the in-store cigar events. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Great advice.
Right.
We haven't been to one in a while.
We
need
have
to
not.
plan one.
We have not.
They sell out so fast.
They're fast, man. That last one that you sent me, I looked on Instagram and it had already sold out.
Like I'm just
It was
not that
the- it was the
I'm not
beer
that
one.
organized to get us all
Which we
together.
talked about that. I have to be the organizer, but I need to know about them in time to get everybody set up to go. Like I will act as the organizer. I'll get everybody going.
Yeah.
It's just by the time I see it, they're already sold out. That's the part that
right,
sucks. Because
right.
honestly, I'm not on Facebook a lot. Like I'll check in on Facebook maybe once a week, right? I'm on Instagram a lot more. Like I'll do IG a lot more, but
By the time you see it on Facebook, though, it's sold out.
Yeah, right.
The good ones are sold out.
Right.
I think a lot of them are selling out now.
They are. Selling out fast, man. Selling out fast.
But definitely go to your in-store cigar
Mm-hmm.
events. That you because then you start. One of the other things that was a great benefit, and I think what really helped spark creating the podcast was talking to the cigar reps and people from the industry that would come into. So I'd be sitting there working, and in would walk Ernesto Perez Carrillo, snap a picture with him and get to talk to him. And then you're like, wow, this is really cool now because now you get to meet the people
you
behind
get to meet the
these-
artists.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like meeting the band. It's really cool. Yeah,
It's awesome.
Back in the day, they used to sell the cigars themselves and visit different shops.
Right.
I remember, like, my first cigar shop experience was in Waltham at Watch City Cigars because I worked up there for Corporate Xerox. And I used to bring in 100 feet of phone cord with the phone splitter and run a 56K modem to speak to our cloud and make my calls.
That's awesome.
And then the only time I had to stop was when they had a credit card transaction because by the time they used the phone line for the credit card transaction, which is why I bought the splitter. So he's like, okay, I'm going to make a call. I'm like, okay. I press pause on my program. Then he could use the phone line for his credit card.
Yep.
You done? Okay, cool. Then I keep on going back.
Yeah.
So like technology, I was actually talking about that like 2 days ago with Adam next door at the cigar shop. He's like, you bought a hundred. I go, yeah, in my computer bag, I had 100-foot phone because you plugged it. You had the, I don't even know what it was. It wasn't USB yet.
RJ11.
Yeah, it was RJ11. Then you hook up the phone. And I could dial into my cloud because Xerox had their own, this is all pre-Salesforce and everything, had their own cloud, and I'd make my calls to customers. And if I got a meeting, I'd leave the cigar shop, go do it, come back and whatever, and just hang out at the cigar shop all day and make calls. You know?
You were doing it before Wi-Fi. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Really cool. Yeah,
But it was super slow, but you only had data. You only log in a call and changing a little thing from called to not called. You know.
Gotcha.
Then we developed technology because I know you guys are technology buffs. They used to record it after the 56K modem when Wi-Fi came out. You backed it up on your stick via USB.
Yep.
And then you went back to your main computer at work and it would log in all your calls. That's how it would save something into Access, I guess.
Yep.
Right, and then freaking take it from Access, rewrite it, and then all your calls would get
Very
updated.
different from how you do it today.
Very different, but similar. Very similar.
That's funny.
I just figured that you guys would get a kick out of that. You know.
Now, one of the events that I heard about recently, I didn't get to go because it already sold out. Drew Estates does a thing in Connecticut called the Barn Burner.
Oh yeah.
I heard that's like a 3-day event.
Yeah.
Have you been to that?
Nah, it's a whole hootenanny. It's in the middle of a
hootenanny.
It is a hootenanny. It's in the middle of a tobacco field. They
Yeah.
educate you. They give you tons of stuff. Yeah, and it sells out.
I heard it's really cool though.
Yeah. There's a couple people next door.
I mean, they bring in food. They
Yeah.
have like it's like a whole event, like soup to nuts, 3 days of cigars and food and
Yeah.
drinks.
Also, CI does one. I think in PA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have a cigar fest. You can look up CI and Cigar Fest. They have a whole
Which actually, I had an
big
article
there.
about them going into their new headquarters because they're opening up a new headquarters in Pennsylvania, right?
Who's that? CI?
CI.
Yeah, with a retail store attached to it.
Yeah,
I read that too.
right. Now they're ballooning up. Didn't they just build a huge factory too somewhere, like in Texas or something? I think they just built a whole like store, factory, something in Texas. They did like a big build in Texas too recently, I think.
They've been an online cigar retailer for a long
forever.
time. Yes.
But they're building out facilities now.
And they've always been one of the larger ones too.
Yeah. Do you buy much from them?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Not really.
I did a while back, but they have all the sub brands too. Like don't they own Cigar Bid?
They
and
do.
they own a whole bunch of other stuff, right?
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. They bought up a lot of
Yeah.
other online retailers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I tend to go with the smaller shops.
I did Cigar Bid a few times. Have you guys ever done that?
I did back in the day. I would.
The eBay of freaking cigars.
Yeah, I think
it is. I mean, honestly.
I don't know. Back in the day, I felt like I could get some good stuff and
Yeah.
get it at a good price, and then it kind of tapered off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I got some. What the hell is it called? Oh, Comfortably Numbs. I got some Espinosa Comfortably Numbs, like a 10-pack. Really good. Good price.
Yeah.
You know, that was maybe I don't know 4 or 5 months ago. I did it.
To wrap up this introvert's guide, give some pretty good advice for the beginner smoker. Please note that it usually is a brotherhood,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Get out there and visit a lounge.
Yep.
I think that's super cool. We've all done it. Go to an in-store event. But if you ever have a chance to take a factory tour, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Is it? I've never done
Like
that.
that is like
I've never done it, but I want to.
they're all different levels there. You can go to one here in the States over at JC Newman, or if you want to go to like a really small one, I've done over in Little Havana, the El Titan LeBron's factory there and whatnot, and it's just so cool because you see the workers and the dedicate like what goes into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You appreciate the craft.
Yeah.
Seeing the craft done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
That
you
is
can go
super
to
cool.
JC Newman over in Tampa, and
Yeah.
they have a whole gig. But yeah, if you ever get a chance to go, they used to do one yearly next door, where they would go to the
Yes,
the
Aurora.
Aurora factory and stuff like that.
Really?
I'm sure that'll come back a couple of years after COVID. Or some people have been
Yeah.
post then, but yeah,
Yeah, that sounds cool.
going to a tour, doing that is super cool.
That sounds like a Stogie Geeks
Trip.
on the
Field trip.
on the move field trip.
Field trip.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we need to bring our mobile podcast gear and go to a factory. That'd be sweet.
It would be sweet.
I'd be game.
We've talked about it.
I'd be totally game to do that.
It would be fun. The
I'd be
question
game.
is
I'd be
where
game.
you go.
I'd be game. Hey, let's pick the top 3 and we'll rock paper scissors that shit. You pick your favorite. I'll pick my favorite. Joe picks his. Rock paper scissors. Let's go. I'd do it.
It'd be cool. Yeah, I want to go.
Uh-huh.
Definitely on the bucket list. What else we got? Oh, the LFD NFTs. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah. So 500. We talked about this on the last show about how LFD was coming out with these NFTs, and by
I
buying.
think I heard NFT and I just kind of tuned it out.
Yeah, you did. Well, you were busy trying to find something we
I
were
was.
talking about.
Okay.
You were searching for some shit. If I go back to the audio, you were like
I was.
lost trying to find
I
an
was.
article that
I don't
you couldn't
remember what it
freaking
was, but I
find.
was trying to find
Yeah.
some shit.
So the goal is that if you win the auction for the NFT, their limited Andalusian Bull cigar, you can buy unlimited amounts of it. Like I think it's up to like 7,000 or 70,000 a year. I'll have to look up the number, but you can buy in bulk that cigar, but you have exclusive rights to it. So 6 out of the 7 slots were sold already. They have one more. I think it went maybe last week. I haven't got the detail on it, but 500K, 500,000 in total.
So what
far
are you?
that they made?
What are you buying? Is this?
You're buying the digital rights to buy that cigar.
So it's
and
not like an image or anything like
Maybe
that.
they give you something that you have like a digital image or whatever.
But that represents.
But it represents
your
right to buy that exclusive cigar.
I gotcha.
So you're seeing a lot of companies buy
Yeah,
the NFT because
sure.
they want the exclusive rights to be able to buy it.
And how much is the right to buy it
so
again?
no, it's an auction. So in the article, if you open up the article,
Yeah, the
it
first
actually
one
has
went
a
for
list.
$85K.
Yes.
Main Street Cigars bought it. Second
Yep.
one went for
and how many cigars does that give you the rights to buy?
Hold on, I'll look it up. I have it in my last month's thing. Hold on, I'll get it.
Second one went to
Keep talking through
Main
it.
Street Cigars. Third one went to Anonymous. Fourth one went to Billy O. Parentheses Jack Schwartz. That was $90K, and the last
Insane
one
money.
was $92K for Cigar Country.
Yep. Insane money. So I'm bringing up the article from last
pretty crazy.
month. Let's see. Where's the NFT?
I don't know.
But it gives you the, like I said, it gives you the exclusive rights to buy that cigar.
What if the cigar's like, you know,
It wasn't La Verite. Not La Verite. What was the Pete Johnson that he did it like wine? What do they call that in wine where you buy the vintage?
okay.
You can buy a vintage?
No, you can buy
The rights to the vintage?
You can buy
Harvest.
the wine before it hits the market. What is that called?
Really? I'm not a
No,
wine guy, so
mental
I have
blanket.
no idea.
Doug does it. Where's Doug? Why isn't Doug here? Doug does this.
Does he
it
really?
but he does it with cognac too.
Yeah.
No kidding.
And you get it at a lower price, and then it gets rated, and then it can be sold for a higher price, but you lock in because you're pre-buying it. They call it vintage.
Harvest. Like you buy in the harvest for that year.
Futures.
Okay.
You buy the futures
You're
of the
buying
wine and the cognac?
Yes, you're buying wine and cognac futures. Pete Johnson did a similar thing with a cigar line. This sounds kind of similar to that.
So here it is. Owning the NFT gives you the right to purchase 70 golden bulls per month for $15 per cigar. So you get the right to buy 70 of these a month in perpetuity. As long as you own the NFT, you can keep buying 70 a month.
If you spent $92K, they should give you $70 a month.
So you're basically
Right? I mean,
that first one for $92,000, they spent $92,000, and now they get the right to buy 70 a month for $15 a cigar.
So 15. I'm gonna figure out how much.
I wonder how
that
much
is
they're
a
going to
cigar.
sell for.
Yeah,
How much they're going to sell for?
that's pretty wild. But
But you get to sell them forever, I guess.
Yeah, man.
And I mean, what's the market for?
so 15 times 70 is 1,050, right? Plus 92,000. Okay, divided by 70.
Yeah, but that's 70 a month though.
Yeah.
70 a month forever
It's only a $1,300 cigar.
for the first year though. But then now then you're making money after that.
I'm so confused because I'm half paying attention.
It's
That's why I'm trying
$1,300. It's $1,300 a stick.
Right, but you can sell though if you have ownership to sell that cigar forever. So you can sell them for the next 20 years if you want, as long as they're producing them.
So if they're paying $1,300 and they keystone that, because
Yeah, I mean, I hope to God these guys did like some type of financial analysis around this investment to show that they would actually start making money. I'm assuming they do.
Yeah, it's-
right. Because come on, I mean,
$2,658 stick and 57 cents
but that's you can buy 70 a month.
if you did it monthly. Yeah.
Yeah, it was La Verite. So Pete did a similar kind of thing where it was like buying a wine future, but it was a tobacco future, basically. The cigars were okay.
Hey, listen, God bless the guy, the company who had $92K to throw on this, and now they get the rights. Hopefully they make some dough, right? Hopefully they can make some money out of this. And I don't know. I just thought it was kind of being in the technology and cybersecurity industry, seeing NFTs become some type of a purchasing power these days was kind of cool to watch that convergence of things happening.
What I find interesting, though, is in cigars, you have tobacco that's grown in different years,
Yep.
and it's blended so that it has the same flavor and taste profile year after year, regardless. So when you buy a Davidoff Millennium, right, or a Padron Anniversary, it tastes just like that Padron Anniversary that you had a year or two ago, 3 years ago, or whatever, right? Like aging and humor aside.
Yeah.
With wine, it's done differently, right? Every year there's a different vintage, that vintage represents a different wine because the growing conditions are different, which is interesting. I mean, I guess it's not 100%, right? But like, I think it's a pretty cool concept, whether it's an NFT where you're pre-buying, these cigars, or it's a future kind of thing where you're like, I'm going to buy at a lower price. I'm going to buy, maybe 10 bundles of that cigar. Then it's going to get rated, and maybe the cost goes up, and then the next year is going to be a different vintage. I always thought it was cool. It didn't take off. I don't think Pete did.
So there's a little extras in here too. So the 7 NFT owners will also receive a personalized 50 count gold bullion humidor made out of 18 karat gold.
As they should.
Yeah. They get to resell the cigars, and they will be the only places who can sell these cigars.
Yeah. So with the Pete example, we talked about this years ago on the show. He took tobacco from a single vintage, just like a vineyard would, right? Because they would grow the grapes in their one vineyard of a single year, and like that's that wine from that vineyard in that year, right?
Yeah.
And he did the same thing. Habano Criollo from a 2008 crop, rolled in 2009, released in 2010. And like that was it. Like this was the cigar made from that crop in that year, and like that was it. I always thought that was a pretty cool idea, and I don't know if there's been other attempts at it, but I think it was pretty cool.
The only attempt that I know of is the Plasencia Cosecha series. They did, I spoke about it on previous episodes, they did the Cosecha 146, which stands for the 146th harvest. And now in retail stores, they're at the Cosecha 149.
Yep.
Which is the 149th there. But I only have to go back to an hour before the show when I was in the humidor, and all of a sudden, I'm starting to see 146s on shelves.
I have 146s in my humidor.
I'm a little confused. I thought these were one and done.
I had two over the weekend. I gave one to my buddy, and I smoked one.
Yeah. The 146, in my opinion, is a lot more flavorful.
Yeah, I like it.
And craftily done. If you were comparing them both side by each, as we say here in the Northeast.
Side by each.
But like, but we're in year 149 for retail. But that's the only one that I know of.
Wasn't the Oktoberfest cigar kind of a similar kind of deal too?
It's a yearly.
Yeah, it's a yearly.
Yep.
It's different. I guess there are cigars that are different every year, but it's not kind of like the wine thing.
Yeah.
I don't know about the I think NFTs are weird.
I know, because every time Jason would supply you with facts, you'd be changing the subject. I think it's funny. like yeah.
He's totally not interested in it at all. And the crazy part is I brought that up on the last segment because I figured we'd geek out on it as technology people and like NFT blockchain kind of shit. And you know what I mean? It's
I don't know. It just doesn't, it obviously doesn't interest me as much as the other stuff. But
yeah, it's all good.
As much as the flavor wheels.
The flavor wheels, pasta water. I can't get pasta water.
That's it.
Like now, I want to like let some pasta water cool off. Like,
tastes what it tastes like.
And then I want to try and pick that out of my cigar.
You've never had wet macaroni?
Yeah.
That's probably what.
Yeah, but we never drank the water after we drained it.
Right. It didn't say wet macaroni.
It said pasta water.
All right. Well, in my mind, when you said pasta water, I'm like, yeah, I could picture that, like from the wet macaroni. Like, but I never drank the water.
But then you're tasting the macaroni. You're not tasting the pasta water.
It'd be like pouring the water into a cup after you drain it.
A lot of the recipes I subscribe to HelloFresh. You guys ever do HelloFresh?
Yeah, totally.
They tell you to make, when you're making a sauce, whatever kind of sauce it is, you scoop out a cup of the pasta water just before it's done, and you put that aside, and then you add the pasta water. I do it when I make aglio. It's an Italian thing, right? You're making your sauce with the butter and the oil and the garlic. You reserve a cup of your pasta water. You take the pasta, you drain it, drain the rest of it, put it back in the pot, put your sauce over it, and then you take that pasta water and you throw it in there too.
Did you take a sip of it?
Now I'm going to take a sip of it because I want to know what it tastes like.
I can't imagine it tastes good. And by the way, if I found a cigar that tasted like pasta water, I wouldn't be impressed, I don't think.
I put salt and oil in my water when I boil my pasta so it doesn't stick. So now I'm going to have this starchy, salty, oily water that I'm going to take a sip of. I'm going to put it on Instagram.
So hey, text me how that goes. Would you?
Wait, I don't know. That's
Oh my god! I'm gonna get a text at some random
Well,
fucking
it's
time, and you're
delicious.
gonna be like,
I'm gonna call you up and be like, it was
"It
fucking
was
delicious.
awesome.
You gotta come over
You
here
gotta
right
try
now."
it. You gotta try it. Boil pasta now." Oh, it's freaking great.
I'm all good with pasta
Oh
water.
my god! Hey, did you see? And the reason why I put this article out there was because the last time you and I were at.
Are you on the NFT thing? Or
No,
you,
no,
oh,
I'm
okay.
off the NFT. Like I'm done. I'm done. I am done boring Paul. Okay, I am totally done. I want him to focus now.
Okay.
I want him to focus.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, right. So when we were at Mr. J's the last time, hanging out together, drinking some drinks and smoking some cigars and maybe doing some work, you had me buy the warped
La Colmania.
La Comania. You had me buy that. Did you see the warped lineup that's coming out?
Oh, I saw something about that.
Yeah, so they're coming out with a ton of cigars. Devil's Hand, 2023 new Marcus, Upper Realm. Dude, I dug that cigar.
It's good. Warp
That
makes some
cigar
great cigars,
was great,
dude.
and I had never smoked a warped cigar before. That cigar that you specifically pulled it out and said you need to buy this.
Yeah.
That cigar was awesome. So I'm like, all right, I got to bring this to the table. They're coming out with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new cigars that they're releasing between 2022 and 2023. So now I'm about trying them.
I'm trying to. They had some very Cuban-esque cigars that Warped made. Like I remember when I first tried them, I was like,
Colmena, La Colmena was
Yeah.
really, really good. And that's Ecuadorian, right?
The
Yeah,
wrapper.
I have it right here.
was
It's,
not.
wrapper Ecuadorian,
Yep.
binder Ecuadorian, filler Ecuadorian, Dominican.
They have a La Hacienda, the Corto, Cloud Hopper, La Colmania.
I've had Cloud Hopper.
Don Ronaldo is pretty good too.
So nix that. I've had Cloud Hopper. I didn't realize that was a warped cigar. I got it in one of my monthly boxes.
Two of the blends that I've been impressed with and didn't like really think much about it when they first came out, but like when they came out over last calendar year.
Yeah.
So like 2021, say 2022, if I would
Yeah.
go to like June to June or something like that, was ironically like Warped and Diesel.
Diesel.
Yeah, Diesel's come up with some pretty
Yeah?
decent. Yeah, and I'm like, really, like, this isn't online, but some of the sticks,
Yeah, I've heard that Diesel.
yeah,
it's pretty good.
like some of the diesels that have come out are pretty, like they're pretty tasty.
Nice.
Obviously, crazy price point whether you're in online or there.
Yeah.
I've kind of shied away from them, and then I tried them when I got to them, and I'm like, yeah, they're not. I was pleasantly surprised with the diesel and the Warped.
Yeah. I dug the warped, man. It was really, really good.
I meant to put this in the show, and I made a mistake and it didn't get in there. But did you guys know there's a cigar smoking world championship?
No.
There was a cigar smoking world
Say
championship.
what?
You can go to cswcworld.com.
Yeah.
And from what I've gathered, it's a competition about who can smoke a cigar the slowest, which is like the strangest competition because usually if you look at all sports, like Olympic sports, it's whoever completes the fastest.
Yeah, right.
And so it's complete opposite. But this will be the 12th Cigar Smoking World Championship. It's sponsored by Rocky Patel Premium Cigars. It says the biggest surprise of the season was undoubtedly Drew Emp from the United States, who recorded the best time of the season at 3 hours, 19 minutes, and 24 seconds.
For what size cigar?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you're not allowed to relight it? I don't know what the rules are. I couldn't get...
This is like a big deal. They got trophies. They're wearing tuxes.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
I don't know how I couldn't find...
How do you qualify?
How do you
Yeah.
spectate that?
Yeah,
Like,
right,
can you imagine commentating
right,
that? He's now taking his fourth puff. Yeah. It'd be worse than golf. It'd be worse than golf.
Like, I can't really...
True. Holy shit.
I can't really find much information.
He's taking the draw with an even cadence.
They have qualifying tournaments.
I couldn't figure out, like, what cigar they're smoking and, like, what are the rules? I want to know what the rules are.
All about. Let's see what they got all about. More than
I can't find where the...
history. idea.
Judge's Corner competition cigar is Rona.
They have their own line of cigars. Oh, Rocky Patel. There we go.
Competition cigar. So he makes a cigar just for this competition.
If you scroll right at the bottom, they have competition rules.
Where on which?
Oh yeah, there it is.
At the bottom.
On the
It's in the footer of the page. It's on the footer of the page.
Oh, I see it. Competition rules. Competition rules.
Oh, you gotta request the rule book.
the rule
Oh,
book.
all right.
Ah, okay then.
Request conditions.
I'm gonna request the rule book so we can talk about it.
Nice.
Yeah, it sends you. You gotta send an email.
Oh Jesus.
Jason's gonna be invited.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the Stogies.
He's gonna get thrown out of the cigar elite world
how do you-
untitled.
Like if your cigar goes out, like that's it. You're out. You're disqualified. Because if you could relight it, that would defeat the whole purpose.
Yeah, right.
Trying to think out loud about what the rules. What could they be?
I am requesting the rules.
Well, it's like they have those like long ash contests.
Yes.
Like
Yeah, totally.
you're not enjoying the cigar if you do it. You know what I mean? I never.
All right. So next show we're gonna read some of these rules because I'm requesting the rule book right now.
Okay.
Nice.
What are we gonna smoke on the next show? Need to give the budget a break.
We're gonna get a couple of more of those BBMFs. Yeah, I say we get BBMFs.
The problem is I don't have 3 of the same. I have some
I know.
from a cigar family charitable foundation CF box. They call it the fun box. Cigar family charitable foundation box. But I don't have 3 of the same cigar.
Right.
And if Doug joins us, I need 4. I do have some from that box that we should be smoking on the show because it's fun to smoke really hard to find awesome cigars on the show.
What brands haven't we smoked on the show in a while or ever? Have we ever done an Espinosa show? Have we ever done a Rojas show?
That's a good question. Why don't you
did a
pick?
Rojas.
Why don't you do some stick chasing and
Yeah. Why don't you?
All right. I'm thinking Espinosa, man.
you want to do a blind tasting? You want to
That'd
take
be
the
cool.
You want to take the bands off
Oh shit.
That'd
and
be
have us
super
smoke it?
And try to figure out me.
Yeah, you find the
Oh,
cigar.
I find the cigars. I give them to you guys.
Yeah.
Oh
Take the bands
Yeah,
off.
we try to
I'll do
guess
that.
wrapper binder filler.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and
Oh,
region.
I'll do that. Yeah,
That'd
All
be
right,
so
cool. All right,
cool.
cool. I'll do it. And I gotta
That's
take. I gotta
easier.
take the band off. So you want me to give you guys the same cigar?
Yeah.
Well, you know it. You have
Yeah.
to.
So
You'll
I'll
know
I'll find 3 cigars.
Yes.
I'll take the bands off all 3. I'll give it to you guys. I'll be the answer key.
Yes.
I like it. All right, let's do that.
That'd be cool.
Let's do that.
It's easy to do when we're all in studio and one of us is doing the unbanding.
All right,
That'd be cool.
I dig it.
Yeah, we'll do articles
All
and
right.
stem at the end of
We'll do the
recap.
reveal.
We'll do
Yeah.
the reveal.
Yeah.
I like it. That's great.
We've done it in the past, but if there's remote host, it gets super.
I'll be here.
I mean, it's not super confusing, but it's tedious because you have to unban the cigars, not lose track of them in the process.
Yeah, right,
And then when
right,
you ship them to someone else, you have to number them
Yeah,
and
it's
not
tough.
lose track
It's
of what
tough.
number goes with what. And then
Yeah.
if you want no one on the show to know, someone else has to maintain the list of what that was.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
and that
right.
gets it's too much. But if we do it the way we just talked about,
Yep.
I think it's perfect.
I'll own it. I'll be the moderator,
Yeah,
and we can do that. I dig it. I like that. All
That'd
right,
be
cool.
pretty rowdy.
Game on.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for listening and watching this edition of the Stogie Geek Show. Even we will see you next time. I didn't even drink that much.